He's Derek.
Don't you think that life should be gay and gay and gay and gay and gay and gay and gay?
She's Romaine.
TyJackandRomaine.com. So fucking convenient. It's on demand. It's right there when you need it, when you want it. There it is.
This is Derek and Romaine.
2.0, bitches.
Well, it's Derek here along with Romaine, and it is a Tuesday, April 8th of 2025. We're taking your live no calls.
No calls
Please
today.
don't call us.
Well, you can't call us today anyway, Derek, because I don't even think you know this, but our phones are not working right now.
What, again?
Well, no, our phones are working.
What did you do?
No, it was, well, so our voicemail's full.
Our voicemail's full?
Yeah, and I can't empty it until I get home. Because I'm not technically at the home studio, so I have to be on the network to empty it, and I'm not there to empty it, so my bad.
She's right on top of that, Rose.
I thought I emptied it not that long ago, but I guess...
It was last year.
I didn't. I don't. I'm like, I can't wait to get there and be like, is there really that many in the voicemail right now? Have we been getting a lot of voicemails and I just didn't realize it? I don't even know.
We do get a lot of calls.
Sometimes we do. And when we get like those days where it's like 10 calls in a day, it's like, oh, it fills it up really fast. So I think that might have been what happened.
Yeah, sure. It wasn't that you haven't checked it in 6 months.
No. I definitely I check it usually at least once a month. At least.
Wow.
I'm telling you, I feel like I literally just emptied it. So I'm like, how is it full already? I honestly don't know.
Okay. Well, anyway, sorry you can't call us. But
soon, tomorrow.
Yeah, because
tomorrow,
Wednesday we're going to be live again.
You'll be able to call us tomorrow.
But we are on the Aqua, the Norwegian Aqua, which is our brand new ship. And so we're here. There's like a little preview. We're just stuck in New York City. So we haven't gone anywhere, but we are like,
it's the cruise to nowhere.
We can see home from here, but we can't actually get there. But we really wanted to check out the new ship so that we could share our thoughts because, after we went on the Prima preview 2 years ago, we shared our thoughts about that. So anyway, we'll have our thoughts on the Aqua later on in today's episode. But even though we can't take your phone calls, and actually, Romaine, we got a couple of phone calls. We have other office voicemail boxes. And so on one of our other voicemail boxes, we got 2 calls from a woman who is not a listener. And I don't know why she called us, but her problem is very specific.
Oh.
And twice she because, when you call in to our main office number, you're given options like, press 1 for this person, press 2 for that person, press 3 for this problem or whatever else. And then we'll so people call in about the cruise or about something else, they can call in. Anyway, she called on a specific line twice. So it's not like a direct line. And she is having a problem that is unrelated to our business. But I think we should play it on tomorrow's show.
Okay.
Because I was just like, what the... Because the first time she called, I was like, oh, this is just a mistake. And then the second time she called, I'm like, girl, honey, you obviously are calling the wrong place. And she's like, I am demanding that you call me right back.
I don't think I have these in my inbox.
No. It's a different mailbox.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to forward
you have
it to
to
you.
forward it because I'm looking at my voicemails. I'm like, I don't see any weird voicemails in my voicemail box.
You'll see. Anyway.
Okay. I'll trust you. I'll take your word.
I mean, I feel
for
bad
it.
for her, but also it's a little bit hilarious.
Okay.
And, anyway.
All right. Interesting.
But she is demanding a call back. But part of me worries because they have
Who is she demanding a call back from?
I feel like from a doctor.
Oh.
And I was like, I don't know how you mistook us for like a doctor's office. But I am a little bit concerned.
That she's dying and her doctor's ignoring her?
Well, no. My concern is about the fact that there has been this plethora of spam texts and calls, because remember we talked about this on the show about the your tolls, your Easy Pass tolls balance is past due.
Yeah.
And people were getting these text messages, and all the states with Easy Pass were like, this is a scam. Don't click on that link. Don't give them your credit card information.
Right. Don't do it.
We're never going to text you because they're not that sophisticated. Ding. Anyway. So that was a big scam. And then there's a whole other thing where people will get random text messages saying, hey, we're running a little late, but we'll see you at the restaurant at 7:30. And then when you respond like, oh, I think you have the wrong number, they're like, hey, beautiful, what's up? And then they try to scam you
I love
out
the
of money.
ones that are just like, hi. And you're like, hi, who is this? And they're like, oh, I just wanted to see how you're doing today. And I'm like, Okay, you're not telling me who you are, so you clearly are a stalker.
Yeah, it's scammy. So I was a little worried when the call came in. I was like, what if this is like a phishing call? Like she's trying to get me to call back. And then when I do, she'll be like, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're my only hope. Send me $10,000.
Right.
Anyway, so I don't know, but we'll play it later. People can decide for themselves if they think this is a fake call or a real call, or if this is a fake radio show or a real radio show.
Ugh, who can tell?
But, you know, people are having a lot of problems out there. I can just feel it because we were in New Orleans at the end of our cruise. And because we had to come to this preview here, and we were looking at flights like, oh, there weren't really good flights back. And Romaine is like, you know what? Maybe we should just stay overnight in New Orleans at the end of the cruise and then do a very early flight the next morning and then be here in New York for this preview cruise we're going to do. Because originally we were supposed to be here at noon, and then they were like, LOLs, 5 p.m. So so it's like, great. I'm glad we got up at 4 a.m. to take a 6 a.m. flight home to sit at the cruise terminal. Anyway, but we were in New Orleans, and so we got off the boat, and we're in New Orleans, and we, of course, went to Cafe du Mont. And I got off the boat before Romaine, and I walked over to the hotel, and I was checking in, and there was a very lovely young lady who was working the front desk. And she said, and I said, you know what? I know I'm crazy early here because it was like 10 in the morning. It's like, I know the check-in is at 4 p.m. here at the Sheraton, but, you know, we just got off this cruise ship and we're leaving at 4 a.m. So, you know, can we do, you know, I'll do like when you have a room ready for me, just like let me know. But in the meantime, I'm just going to drop my bag off at the bellhop and then, you know, bebop around town, grab something to eat. And she goes, oh, where are you going to go? And I said, oh, well, I was going to go to Cafe du Mont and get some coffee and beignets. And she goes,
because they're delicious.
And she goes, oh, have you been to Cafe Beignet, which is literally right next door?
Yeah, it's 2 steps away.
2 steps away. And she's like, the beignets there are really good. And I said, yes, I was there before, but I'm very old school and I like going to Cafe du Mont. And
it's the original. It's the best.
It is the original. And basically she gave me an expression like, well, if you want to be basic, go be basic. And
she's more like, well, if you want to be a tourist, go be a fucking tourist.
But you know what? I like the coffee at Cafe du Mont.
I do too.
It's good.
And
it's
now that
really
I know
good.
your trick, which by the way is the greatest trick ever invented.
Where you take the powdered sugar from the bag of the beignets and you pour the powdered sugar into your coffee.
Because the powdered sugar in the bag is covered in like the butter and the grease and the it's all goopy together. And then it doesn't all dissolve when it gets into the coffee. It kind of floats to the bottom. And then when you're sipping your ice ole, and then you just get a little, oh, that was just a little nugget of sugary yumminess.
You're a little nugget of sugary yumminess.
Thank you.
Okay, so anyway, so we go to Cafe du Mont, and then later I was like, oh, well, I'm going to go. There's like a po' boy restaurant that's like 2 blocks down and 2 blocks over, and she's giving me this blank stare. I was like, oh, we were told to go there. Anyway, it turns out, I couldn't remember the name of it, but it turns out it's called Mother's.
Yep.
And Kelly Carpenter from the I Love My Wife podcast and Our Family Vacations, she's the one
who recommended it.
And it was excellent.
And you know, she grew up down here, so she knows her food down in Louisiana. Yeah.
And that Mother's was really good. So I was like, well, I'm going to go to Cafe du Mont for breakfast, and then I'm going to have a po' boy at, you know, Mother's. And then I don't remember what our restaurant was we were going to dinner, but it turns out we were going to Luke's.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah, it's really good there. Because we ate there last time, and Romaine was like, this is my favorite restaurant ever. And so we went back.
So good. It was as good as I remembered it.
So I tried to go to Mother's to get a sandwich, but I guess word was out among the tourists because I got there and I went inside and literally there was a line of 50 people.
That's insane.
Waiting at the order sandwich window.
I mean, because when we went last time, there were people, but there weren't that many people.
And we sat at one of the tables and ate. And when I saw there were 50 people waiting, I was like, I don't have this kind of time. Even though I have nowhere to be, I don't have this kind of time. So, but we went to Cafe du Mont, me, Romaine, Iris, Chuckles, along for the ride. And so we go to Cafe du Mont, and it was raining in New Orleans. So many of our listeners had like travel delays and everything because the planes couldn't get off the ground. It was just pouring. And so they're like, all right, well, there's a break in the rain, so we're going to go shopping because apparently Pie Pants, who was useless, which I'm sure we will hear about during this entire trip, of course, needed a present.
Well, we aren't allowed to travel without her and not bring her home a present.
Okay. Yeah. 'Cause she's a real chip off the old block here because she did not deserve a present.
Not really.
No. And then we'll talk about that. Anyway, so they went off to go shopping and I was like, well, I'm going to go back to the hotel. So I'm walking back to the hotel and I'm going through New Orleans. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go back to the hotel and I'm going to sit and I'm going to start watching the latest season of The White Lotus because, we're one episode behind.
Right.
And the finale was that night. And I was like, I do not want to have the internet full of spoilers for me when I...
Because I hear it is.
Because here it is. So anyway, so I'm walking back to the hotel. And as I'm walking back to the hotel, there is a woman and she's like 60. And she's in like shorts and a blouse.
Okay.
And she's on the ground, on the sidewalk. And she has a teddy bear, a dirty teddy bear that she's kind of nestling in the nook of her neck. And she's got like a press-on sticker that's like shaped like a smile or a rainbow, like a little bit of a crescent, like colored sticker. And she's trying to press it onto an electric junction box on the outside of a building. She's on the ground. She's pressing this upside down sticker onto the junction box. And she's like, and on her knees with her like teddy bear in the nook of her neck. And this is the sound that she's making. As I walked past her.
I'm sure my neighbors love you so much right now,
sure.
by the way.
They're like, what
that's
kind of weird
insane.
sex are they having in there? Anyway.
No sex, I promise.
We're in Romaine's stateroom here on the Aqua. So
in my portable studio, don't you know?
Yeah. So, so it was like a crazy,
That's
like a
insane.
crazy lady sound. I was like, are you playing the Joker in the next Batman movie? Like, what is happening here? But the thing, like the sticker thing was weird because you're just pressing it onto the thing. And then, but the teddy bear was
But was
strange.
she like a tourist? Did she look like a local? Was she homeless? Like, you couldn't tell?
I could not tell.
Okay, she's just cray.
She was just in some kind of mental breakdown, freak out. And I thought to myself, well, honey, me too. But, at least let me save this until I get home.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Yeah. So I hope she's okay.
Well, I mean, anything's possible. It's hard to say. Who can say?
Possible.
Who can say?
But the best part of being in New Orleans, before you talk about how useless Pie Pants has been while you were away.
Ugh.
I know. Romaine can't wait to talk about that. So we were, a bunch of the listeners, other people like from the cruise stayed over later, had the same idea.
Right.
And we didn't tell anyone we were going to be in town, but then we kept running into people. And some people like, oh, my flight is delayed, so I'm just sticking around. Or they were going to drive home and like the weather sucks, so I'm just going to stay a little longer. And so I had heard that a bunch of people from the cruise were at Good Friends, which is another bar in the French Quarter. And they were just hanging out. And they're like, oh, we love this bar. And when I went there, I realized, because I like Bourbon Pub, because David is there.
Because David, the handsome bartender's
and
there.
he's upstairs. And I realized when I got to Good Friends, I was like, oh, they like it here because they don't have to climb upstairs. They can just walk in off the street and plop right into a bar stool.
So because they're lazy? That's why they like it?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They
Okay.
are lazy drunks. They're like, I'm very worried about being overserved and then going down a flight of stairs. So I'm just going to be here at ground level.
Right.
Here at Good Friends. Anyway, so I went there. And afterward, everyone was hungry, and I was not at all hungry because we had dinner and a lunch and whatever else. But we were leaving, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Pat O'Brien's,
Famous for their hurricanes.
Yeah, a famous New Orleans Pat O'Brien's. I think they just wanted like a slice of pizza, but because I was like, I have to leave, I have to go and watch White Lotus." And so I was doing my impression of Parker Posey on White Lotus. And so I said, they're like, oh, we're going to go to Pat O'Brien's. And I said, I just don't think at this age I'm meant to eat at a restaurant with an apostrophe in the name. I don't have the will.
Jesus Christ. You are such a dork. Like, literally, you might be the dorkiest person ever.
But it's true.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. It is true.
Anyway, apparently they did eventually get a greasy slice of pizza that they loved.
Well,
So,
that's good.
Yes. It's very good. All right. Well, we are obviously not live, so you can't call into the show, but we are going
Well, we
to
do have a caller.
We do have a caller on the line.
Caller, you say what?
Who is this? Where are you calling from?
I don't know. I feel like it's been so long. TyJack, I'm calling in from Philly, but now on this amazing ship with the two of you.
Yeah. So, TyJack,
Yeah.
Romaine TyJacked you in social media yesterday.
With that bad hair.
I
That
did.
was my bad hair day.
I did. You did.
Yeah.
You looked a little crazy, like
Yeah.
you just walked in off the street. But it's
Well,
okay.
it's New York. That's how it is now.
It is.
I was shocked. I should have expected it. My friend is
Yeah.
a travel agent. He said, come on this amazing, go to nowhere cruise on this
Right.
new ship. So great. I want to do this. And looked up, I saw Romaine first. I was like, I know that lady. And there was a
But
moment
you couldn't
where
place her, right?
I couldn't place her, just stuck there.
Who is that?
I thought, well, let me go say hi. No, let her be. And I'm so glad I went to say hi.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah, because
First of all, I wouldn't have recognized you because your hair's all long and you look so different. I told Derek, I'm like, I almost didn't recognize TyJack.
it's on purpose. I'm running. I'm
Yeah,
in
is that it?
the under. What is it?
Are you
The
in-
undercover program.
You're hiding.
I
Yes.
recognize you
Yeah.
right away. I don't know what Romaine is doing. Anyway,
His hair is so long.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
he's not in a blonde bouffant wig. Like, it's
I
obviously
mean, his face
TyJack.
is the same, yes, but the
got
hair
nose
throws me off a
piercing.
little bit.
There's
Yeah,
some
there's some new
changes.
things.
There's some changes.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah.
I'm in my hippie days. I'm in my 53-year-old hippie days.
Okay, well, good for you. Now, TyJack also, just purely coincidentally, it was the 10th anniversary of us on the Hot Mex cruise from 2015, the one where Kathy from Ohio famously was jammed into the corner of a gay man soup in the infinity pool
Oh God, that day.
at that hotel, and you were in that pool, and so somebody shared it. Of like, oh, remember this treasured memory, and I was like, who can remember? Because that was the one where they had a tequila tasting, and the lesbians bought all those bottles of tequila and just walked to the beach and just drank straight tequila.
And by the lesbians, you mean
Your
my wife?
And isn't that the one where she peed on the dock?
Yes.
Okay. So it was the most notorious Mexican Riviera cruise that we
Without
did.
question.
And so TyJack, having not had any contact with us since the pandemic, runs into us and then opens his Facebook and sees that he has once again gone viral.
With a cock ring in my hand. So, yeah, I'm not really hiding from much anymore.
Yeah, because that was when Kathy was in that hot tub or that
Yeah,
pool.
that's what I
when
said,
the
like
hot-
jammed in the infinity
Yeah, that's
pool
when
in
the
corner.
cock ring came floating to the surface.
Yeah, I believe it was Larry's.
I believe it was Larry's.
Good times, good memories.
Spoiler alert.
It
All
was
right.
great though. I was telling Romaine last night, we watched this show that I have thoughts on today. It's an amazing show here on the ship, but we were chatting about just me. This group never left my memory.
Right.
And there was always times I disconnected from Facebook because of the first election and just couldn't be on that anymore. And it was always my intention to reconnect. I've stayed in touch with a few lovely folks, Nat and Carrie. Hi. But it was so great seeing y'all.
It's great
It's
to
like
see
it
you
was
too.
yesterday.
I know. Well, we've had this weird situation with this cruise, especially because like we still have this thing because our show got we're coming up on the 22nd anniversary of our show next week of DNR, and then this summer will be the 10th anniversary of the show getting canceled, and so from the old place, and so it's been a long time. Like both of these things been a long time. So we keep running into people every once in a while. When we were at the travel shows last year, there were a bunch of people who had been past listeners who were like, oh, I didn't know you guys were still a radio duo. And
Oh, you're still
doing the
alive.
cruises. You're
That's
still
my
alive.
favorite. When they tell us, oh, you're still alive.
Yeah, it's the ghost of Derek and Romaine, in case you're wondering. Anyway, so this happens intermittently. Like we'll go places or whatever. And usually we'll go on a cruise and there'll be somebody there. But this trip, and maybe it was because it was New Orleans, the voodoo, I don't know. But just constantly running into past listeners who thought we were dead.
Yeah.
Like in New Orleans, when we on the ship, when we got off the ship, because at Good Friends, there was another gay couple there, and I thought that guy was going to cry when he saw me. He's like, oh my God, I loved your show so much, and I couldn't believe it wasn't there anymore, and I've missed you guys so much. Anyway, so, but I think I know what it is. I think that we are our show has been going on for so long, and then it was gone for so long, that now we're like the reboot of iCarly. That people are like, oh God, I loved you so much in my 20s, and now I'm middle-aged. Oh, I just want to relive my 20s again with Derek and Romaine. Like we keep getting this like level of like nostalgia reboot play from people who have been missing our show. And now that we're doing Pride events again this summer, I just think it's going to be a bunch of 40-year-olds who are like, you helped me through high school and college, and oh my God, I can't believe I
so
have you back.
They'll be 50.
No, because like at the bar, when David at Bourbon Pub was like, oh my God, here's Derek from Derek and Romaine. And the guy was like, oh my God, I used to listen to your show 20 years ago. And the 30-year-olds who were standing next to him had this look on their face like, girl, I was in elementary school. What are you talking about? How old are all of these people that you're talking about? That was forever.
Does it make you feel like a little celebrity thing going on, a little fame? I'm like, you got to feel good when people say, "Hey, you helped me through that."
I'm a little worried because it feels like we're 1 second away from a Lifetime Achievement Award. Like I'm very worried of like, because I don't see myself in that place, and then all of a sudden I feel like we'll get back on a new award track, which will be the legacy of the gay community. The founders of the modern gay movement, here they are, etched in stone. Wheel them out, like
Jesus
and it's
Christ.
like, excuse me, that is not who we are. How dare you?
Isn't it?
But it feels like that's what's around the corner.
Yeah, I think you might be right there.
It's very upsetting.
It's terrifying.
But I'm enjoying the iCarly reboot concept of it, of like, oh my God, the Cheetah Girls are back. Like, I think that's what it's going to be.
Yeah, and you're like, many ways we never went away.
Right.
We never went away.
You just lost us.
They're
Right.
just rediscovering us. So I guess my advice to our listeners is, hey, bring up the fact that Derek and Romaine are still alive and see the reaction that you get from people who are like, oh, I loved them in the 90s and now they're still alive. How did that happen?
Okay, we were not on in the 90s.
When did you start?
The baby's sleeping. 2003.
Right. So not the 90s.
Not the 90s.
Close
enough. So TyJack, where have you been? What has been going on? And what should we know about you now?
Oh God. So I moved to Philly.
Okay, because you used to live here in the city.
I did live here in the city, and when everything shut down, it was a matter of too much money for too little space. And my roommate and I had this amazing idea to move to Philly.
Okay.
In the process of that, I lost my job of 10 years.
Oh, whoops.
In the airline industry. And I'm like,
That's hard.
Nobody's hiring. Nobody's
Right.
hiring. What am I going to do? And so it caused I don't know. I lived through the AIDS epidemic and having a T cell count of 1. There was all these things.
Right.
And so for me, this was super, super traumatic for
Right.
me. And took a long time to figure out. So for anyone that reached out, even Brad, who sent me those nasty, nasty NRA cards, I love you.
He has a good heart.
He has a
Does
wonderful
he?
heart.
It's wrapped in barbed wire, but he has a good heart.
I just had to take some time to figure out what I was going to do. I had started doing personal development. So I got just wrapped up my credentialing for executive coaching.
Okay, great.
And went and got my master's degree in leadership and development. So
That's
now
amazing.
I do leadership development consulting and working with organizations to improve their leaders. Which I have a question for both of you since
Okay.
we're here. Most marriages don't last 22 years. How
Right.
have you done it?
Oh, I think I know the trick to our success. When we fight, you have to let it go. So we don't get in fights very often, Derek and I. Very
rarely.
rare.
Very
But and even when you're mad at each other, you can't hold on to it. And because the reality is our job is literally to be best friends every day. We have to go on the air. We have to like each other. We have to be able to enjoy laughing with each other and enjoy each other's company. And there is no space in our relationship for anger and animosity or resentment or any of those feelings you normally have in a relationship. Because if we do, it breaks what we do. It will inevitably not work. So even if I get mad at him, I will tell him I'm mad at him, and then I let it go because there's no other choice. And I think that is the key to our success. We do not fight because if we do, we just talk it out and we let it go.
Yeah, I think, I don't want to get too trad wife about it, but, we do, I think it's wonderful that people have more choices and more options now. That is better. because when people felt stuck, like, I live in this village and I can't ever leave. I'm in this marriage. I can't ever get out of it. I am born poor. I will be poor my whole life. Like I love that people have opportunities and choices now, that if they are miserable, they don't have to continue to be miserable. Not that everyone fully has the power to remove all the misery from their life, but you have more opportunities to do so now. But at the same time, having tons and tons of options makes people not invest the time and effort into making things work and last. And so sometimes something is worth making work. Sometimes it's not. Like sometimes you're in a relationship and it's the wrong relationship, and working on it is not going to make it better. It's the wrong relationship. It's just not right. But, with us, we really had immediate chemistry. This is a great job for both of us. And so obviously at any point we could have done something else. It's not like we didn't have the power to do another show with another person, or do a different job or anything else, have a different life. But I think both of us recognize this works great. We don't really, no matter what day-to-day tensions there might be and the roller coaster of emotions of it and everything, this is a good job for us. We're a couple of narcissistic windbags who like to travel. This is a great job.
It sure is.
We talk about ourselves and then we go on trips. Oh no, what a horrible life. And so we're invested in making it work from that standpoint of this is a good life for us. We should make this work. And so I think that it's important to just sort of evaluate your circumstances of is this a good life? And if it is, you should you should smooth out the rough edges, and make it work for you.
Right.
As opposed to just say, well, this one thing is not right, therefore I'm throwing this all away. Because I think that that's short-sighted, but it can happen. I think this happens especially with gay guys in relationships. There's another hot guy out there. There's more dick around every corner than you can possibly imagine. But that doesn't mean that, your relationship, you shouldn't stick with your relationship or whatever. I get it. He doesn't wash the dishes. Okay. And then a hotter guy
it's
walks
you've
by.
been in my house.
I know.
This is a little scary.
But it's I get it. Your boyfriend doesn't wash the dishes and a hot guy just walked past the window. And so you think, all right, well, you know what? I can hop on the next thing smoking. And then maybe he'll wash dishes. But it's honey, they're never going to wash the dishes.
Never. Grass is always greener.
Yeah.
Yes.
And sometimes you just got to make the situation that you have work. And that's not to say staying with something that is untenable. I'm just saying, sometimes it's worth the investment to make something work.
Yeah. I agree with that.
It's interesting, my what's next, because you did ask about that, and I feel like I want to share that now.
You should.
Thank you.
This is a safe space for you to share.
Thank you.
Thanks, TyJack.
Can we please share about this craziness of this cruise that we're on too when we're done?
Yes.
Through all of this, for me, resilience was that key piece. So, as I've shared my story throughout the years, I think I shared some with Romaine about when I was, HIV positive and I was on board of directors for NAPWA, and there were so many things going on. So to just kind of feel like everything was wiped away at once, resiliency has been key to my story and what I share. So I am in much the same way. My best friend, my roommate, 7 years, we are now parting ways, but amicably.
Right.
He's bought a house in Philly, and I don't want to stay in Philly anymore.
Sure.
Everything you've heard about it is true.
I don't know.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Watch Abbott Elementary. All the jokes that are it's there. So I'm going to move to a little gay camp for the season. We got a campsite, so we are still going to have a joint ownership in a campsite in the Poconos, and I'm going to spend the summer just being by myself with my dog in this gay campground. Lesbians are welcome too. It's
Okay.
very inclusive. It's not the typical
Right.
sex gay campground. Sure that exists somewhere. I haven't found it. And I'm going to go do that, and then finally write the book and do the things I wanted to do and get the story out of just what happened with my childhood and resilience, and how in this moment I can choose to sit around and be depressed and say, oh God, I'm losing my best friend, but I'm not. I'm gaining so much more.
Right.
So much more. And I'm finally going to live by myself for the first time at age 53.
Okay, well, good for you.
It's frightening.
Well,
Romaine,
you'll have a little roommate. You have a dog.
I do. I have my
Yeah.
amazing dog. Yes.
and
You
living
won't be
alone
totally-
is Romaine's dream.
Oh,
I'm,
it is. Seriously, it is.
I understand.
That's why I like being on cruises by myself, because I am living alone. I'll eat alone. I'll hang out alone. I'm alone. Oh, it's heaven.
It's great. And you get to hear things when you're by yourself because no one's talking,
Yep.
to you.
Except for the voices in your head.
Yes.
But sometimes you need to listen to those voices in your head. Sometimes those voices need to be heard. And I think a lot of time we don't listen to our own internal dialogue that is telling us the things we need to know. We need to spend more time listening to ourselves.
You should definitely have more dessert. That's what mine says.
Mine is not saying that.
Mine is just like, I know you're full, but there is dessert just right outside that door. It's a problem for me on the cruises.
Yeah.
So can we talk about this cruise?
Oh, yeah.
is it-
No, we
okay.
can definitely talk about this cruise.
Because I'm having a little dessert issue. The opera cake last night in the Commodore dining room.
I
is
also
great.
had the opera cake last night. Yes.
It's good. I had something called a fantasy pie.
Was it a fantasy?
Is that a
I
sex
don't
act?
know whose fantasy it is.
Oh, not a fantasy.
Not a fantasy.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Tyson. You should know this. Not all cruise desserts are good. In fact, I think most of them are bad. And Derek and I have talked about this quite a few times. Like, I don't know how they mess it up. Like, the cheesecake doesn't quite taste like cheesecake. Like, there's
No,
just
well,
some
that's
little
okay.
element that's just off. There's something, every dessert, there's some little thing that's just a little not right.
Now, I have said this before. I really like Norwegian. I like the food. I like the ships. I like everything about Norwegian. But I feel like the desserts are like a gymnast that can't stick the landing. And I'm always disappointed by the desserts. It always feels like, oh, this is such a good meal. And then what happened to dessert? It just feels like a real missed opportunity to close strong. Because if the meal is just okay, but the dessert was fabulous, you're going to walk out
Right.
singing the dessert.
Yeah.
And but if the dessert's not good, you're going to forget how good the meal was. Like, I think if you're going to emphasize anything, it should be that. With the cheesecake situation, I feel like it's a cheapness issue that they use like filler and stabilizers as opposed to dairy. So the cheesecake is not as dense as a real cheesecake because it's mostly like gelatin. And so it just doesn't, and it's not like, oh, well, cheesecake is so dense and heavy. It's nice that this is, a lighter and airier. Like, no, it just feels like half your cheesecake is missing. Did somebody steal it? Like, where is it? I feel robbed of the mouthfeel and sensation of a cheesecake, like a dense, rich.
I just feel like all their
cheesecake.
desserts are missed for me, except for in Le Bistro. There are several desserts in Le Bistro that I love. The chocolate dildo, which is actually called the Marquis de Chocolat, but I call it the chocolate dildo because that's what it looks like. And then
it
they have
really
it.
does. Like, oh, did your doctor prescribe this
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
suppository for you?
And
like, it is
it's
disturbing, honestly.
And
like,
then
once seen, it cannot be unseen.
Yeah. And then I really like their, they have like a poached spiced pear thing that they do in
Oh,
Le
I had
Bistro
the
that's
pear
also
last time.
quite good.
Yeah, I like that. Fine. Yeah.
Yeah. But otherwise, a lot of desserts are misses.
I love the concept of the food hall. That was just amazing.
The food hall is very interesting on this ship. But we said this about the Prima, and I think it's still true about the Aqua. It's just not big enough because we went down today at noon when it opened, and by 12:40, they were already turning people away because it was already at capacity.
Mm-hmm. I do feel like even the Commodore dining room is. I get that you have so many eating options on the ship. So
Right.
let's look at that. That's a plus, right?
Right.
But it loses that feel of what a big dining room experience used to be on a cruise ship with the waiters, getting to know them night after night. And it was much smaller. It was more narrow. Food was great still.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the concept that they're going for here. And with the Aqua, I sensed it even more than I did the first time we were on the Prima. But I really feel like what Norwegian is going for with the new Prima class of ships, which are the more recent ships that they've done, the Prima, the Viva, the Aqua, and then what's the other one that's coming
Luna.
next year?
Santa
The
Maria?
Luna.
No.
That with these ships, what they're trying to go for is a haven / spa vibe all throughout the entire ship.
Yes.
That it is for Miami ladies in a maxi dress
Yeah, they're
with
definitely
a
trying to go more
daiquiri in her
upscale.
hand, and
Yes,
the breeze, those ocean breeze through her hair, walking along the waterfront. Like that's the vibe.
Yes.
A big chunky necklace and some strappy sandals, and she's just living her best life.
Her Capri cigarette killing everybody. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and so I mean, I get that vibe, and they are charging more to go on this ship than this same itinerary on another ship. It's probably like $500 more per cabin for this class of ship.
These
versus the
cabins
other
are
ships.
nice, though.
They are nice.
They're big
and I agree,
and comfortable.
So I understand it is a premium experience that they're going for, but the downside is, and they have lots of venues, so there's lots of places to explore and see, a lot of dining options and everything, but all of the venues are small, which means I understand like, oh, this one's full, but don't worry, we have 18 other places to eat. But when you're hungry, you don't want to spend 40 minutes trying to find a place to eat. You're hungry.
Right.
And so, because this is the same complaint I have on Virgin, because Virgin doesn't have any premium dining. They just have dining. And so with their main restaurants, people just want to go to the steakhouse every night. So it's impossible to get a reservation in their most popular dining rooms. So all the time, you're standing in a long line, hoping to get a reservation at 9:45 at night, maybe if you're lucky. Like it's chaos. And the thing is, like, it's great when you can get in there, but if you can't get in,
what's the point?
Yeah.
what's the point? And for people who paid $3,500 for a balcony cabin for a week on the ship, I don't think it's too much to ask that when they're hungry, they can eat.
I agree.
Like, I mean, I think that's a real barrier to enjoyment on the ship. And like every turnaround here, this ship is gorgeous. It's beautiful. Like it really is lovely, lovely, lovely. And this preview that we are on, there's, I don't know, 600 people, 700 people on this ship, maybe. Like it is not, because when we did the Prima, the ship was
full.
And it was chaos everywhere. The line at the Starbucks was around the corner, blocking
was
the elevators.
And it still is, even with 600 people.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, the Starbucks line was long because they gave everyone a free Starbucks. So everyone was like, I'm
Yeah,
getting
tomorrow
that.
it'll be like, there'll be no one there.
Yeah. Well, tomorrow we'll be going home at
that's
7
true.
in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
But even still, like it's a lot less crowded because the ship is not crowded. But even when at the food hall, the ship is maybe a quarter full.
Right.
And that food hall already was like 40 minutes in. Sorry, we don't even have a standing room for you to wait. And so that says to me, it's going to be a real problem when the ship is full. The other thing is, and we had this in the Prima preview too, is that the weather here is terrible. It's 45 degrees outside.
Right.
So, and this is a ship that is designed to
be
have
outside.
a lot more outdoor space. And so people are not able to utilize the outdoor space. And because the last preview we did on the Prima, it went up to New England. And so it was, again, not warm. I think it was like 50, but it was like rainy and in the 50s.
This is the ship you want sailing out of like Miami.
Yes. This
Down
is
to
a
like,
tropics,
the Caribbean or to Bermuda or something. Yeah.
Yeah. You want to go to...
You want to be someplace warm.
Right.
On
The
this
ABC
ship.
Islands. You want to be at the equator. Like that's how...
Yeah.
Because there's so much outdoor space. And great, like jacuzzis down on deck 8 and a sun deck on deck 8. So it's an outdoor ship. And it probably feels a lot less crowded when you can utilize fully the outdoor space. But this small venue thing, I get the concept, but in reality, it's not a good experience. And if you're charging a premium, because I've heard from people, because when I toured through the Haven on the Prima, I thought the Haven was beautiful. I thought the rooms were beautiful and everything. And I liked that the Haven is on a lot of different floors. It has its own private elevator. And so if you're, like, let's say you're a wealthy couple and you have your adult children who are traveling with you, you could put them in standard balconies. You could be in the Haven. You can be on the same deck. So it's easy to meet for dinner and everything at the elevator bank, but everybody's not in the same space. But what I heard from actual people who stay in the Haven, they're like, no, if I'm in the Haven, I don't want to be on deck 10. I want to be up close to the Haven restaurant and the Haven space. I don't want to wait for an elevator or take the stairs 5 stories to get up to the restaurant or the pool or whatever else. I paid for this experience. And so some of the choices that have been made, I understand the logic of them, but in the practical way that people actually cruise, I think that they're not fully understanding how people cruise. And I
Right.
think they're trying to say, oh, this is how you should cruise. But people want to vacation. It's their vacation. They
Right.
want a vacation how they want a vacation. Because we do group events and everything with our groups, and I like that we put together our group events, but I say to everyone all the time, it's your vacation. Come to our events, don't come to our events. We do the events because we don't want people to feel like they never have a chance to see us, or there's nothing to do, or they can't meet people, or whatever else. But if they're happy on the cruise, just casually running into people every once in a while, great. That's your trip. Have a good time.
do what you want to do.
You paid your money. Have a good time.
If we don't see you the entire time, that's okay.
Yeah. But I feel like with this ship, they're trying to tell you, oh, this is how you should cruise. And that's where I think the pushback is. That, and people get hungry and they want to be able to eat. And if you can't get food, people are going to get hangry and it's not going to be good. Now, what do you think, TyJack?
Agree. And first off, hearing you say I paid for this experience. Listen,
which we have a T-shirt in the shop that says that.
I just hope that there are other TyJacks out there who maybe have disconnected and are now going to come back. Call your friends. Tell them it's safe. Because I realize how many times since I have seen you all that I have used that expression and never even realized it was from the cruise. And Pusitano came up in my life recently, just randomly as well. I love this ship. I think the food I definitely agree with. Definitely agree with. And you can just tell when you're in the rooms, they are small. The dining rooms. The staterooms, great and beautiful. I have loved, I kind of feel like an intern today when you were a little late because of your lunch debacle. And Romaine says, hey, we're just a little delayed. I said, hey, I'm thinking about this aqua coaster. And she says, you should do it.
Go do it.
No, it's like 30 degrees. There's a freeze warning outside, and it was like a polar bear plunge.
So you did it.
I did it. It's amazing. It's a lot of fun.
So
We're totally going to do it.
a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the question is, do Derek and Romaine brave the cold and do it?
Yes, you don't stay in, from here up, maybe waist up, you don't really get a lot of water.
Okay.
There are holes in the bottom of the raft, so once you're in the slide, you will start getting cold and wet, thus the towel.
Right.
Get your towels on deck 17 before you go up. There are no towels up there.
Okay.
And you can leave everything right there. It drops you right back off where you started.
So I could literally go up there in my robe, disrobe,
Yep.
and then jump in and then re-robe as soon as I get out.
Yes. The for those unfamiliar, it's the first. I feel like everything on a cruise ship is the first.
Yeah.
It's the first water roller coaster.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah. So you get in this little. It can seat one or two people, I believe.
Are we going to ride it together, sweetie?
Sure. Sure, sweetie.
You know what? You heard Romaine like, oh, I'm so glad we're together. We're so great
been so
together.
great,
Bitch, you
yeah.
are on your own. I am not riding this wet roller coaster at sea with you.
Yeah.
It's great.
So you sit in a cart?
A little cart, a little floating raft thing. It's got handles on it with a back.
Okay.
And then they move you on this little conveyor belt up, and it's probably not 45 degrees, but it's a good angle up you're looking at. There are these little red lights on side of you lining each side of the water slide.
Okay.
And you start seeing them turn green. And then when it gets to the last one and they're all green, it just shoots you up to the top of this hill, and then you're in the water slide. The rest is a normal water slide down. But that ride, I don't know how fast it goes. It's not like, 200 miles an hour. It's not King to Cop. But going at a pretty good clip by the time you hit the top of it and start sliding down.
Oh, that sounds thrilling.
It's a lot of fun. Your face doesn't say thrilling.
It sounds terrifying.
I think it sounds fun. Except for the part where it's 45 degrees outside and I'll be wet. So I'm not looking forward to that part of it. But whatever, it'll be fun.
It's quick enough. Like today, you'll be able to come back down and not die. But I think hypothermia starts to set in a little bit.
Huh.
I'm going to do it.
Did your balls and your penis shrivel up and die during that ride?
100%. That's why I'm wearing the Ken shirt. I became a Ken doll.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
100%.
So
I also did
the
glow court.
What is the glow court? I've heard it, but I've heard they have one. I don't know what it is.
Got it. So it is a multi-use sports ball thing.
They have foosball and pickleball.
That's yes. So right next to, I will tell you, I was very impressed. I did not think I was going to like the sports area as much as I did. So they do have foosball, pickleball. They have all that kind of set up in this semi-shaded, purple, high-techy looking area across the deck from the interactive miniature golf.
Right.
Oh, I've done that. That is fun.
Yeah, it's really great. And I think it takes up 2 decks. So you play some of the holes upstairs and come back down. The glow court looks like a half basketball court, but you can play different games in it. So the game I played was, I think it's called Break the Wall. And it projected, it was almost like being in Tron. It projected these hexagons onto the wall, and you had to kick the soccer ball, break the tiles, and collect the points.
Ah.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds
Interesting.
fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. And there's a bunch of different games you can play. There's one that doesn't even involve basketball or soccer if you don't want to do that. But I think most of them involve some sort of basketball or soccer element to them. I'm better at soccer I'm better at kicking a ball into a wall and collecting points than I thought I would be.
But this, this is one of the things that it comes up a lot when they with the modern cruise ships, is that they talk a lot about how multi uses for all of the spaces, so that there isn't a lot of real estate sitting empty all day. Like in the traditional cruise ships, you have a gigantic dining room where people are eating in there for whatever, 1 meal a day,
Right.
and then the rest of the time it's empty. Or you have a big theater that holds 1,000 people, but there's 2 shows a night, and then all the rest of the day you have this massive amount of real estate that is underused. So a big thing that all the cruise lines are doing now is, what can we do with these spaces where they can have multiple uses so that people will use them more and get a lot more value out of it, even though we're not using a lot of real estate.
Right.
And this kind of a flexible sports space is smart, because in the old days, it would just have like a half basketball court. And so that was fine if people wanted to shoot hoops, but if people can't find people to play a basketball game with, it's just sitting empty.
Or they don't have an amazing race set up where you've got to make like 1,800 free throws in a row.
Right.
Right. Yeah. But having this kind of a space where there's multiple kinds of games here for different skill levels, and it's all in one space, and then it's just more dynamic, and you're more likely to get people to go and try it out and everything, because it's a more dynamic space and you'll get a lot more use out of it. So I think it's smart that they're doing this with a lot of these having these kinds of experiences on board, and using modern technology to make it more interesting. So I think that is good. I mean, there is a lot here that's going on in like the cruise ship innovation. Not just here, because like with the Virgin ships too, the companies that are like investing in new ships, they're putting a lot into them, and they're quite good. Like, it's a good experience. Like, those parts are good. I just like some of these, like the small venue choices, I think are a problem.
Yeah.
Like, we had the same thing on the Prima, although they fixed it a little bit here. But like they have in the other ships, look, it's tacky. We were on the Getaway. There's no other way around it. We were on the Getaway. And they have the 3-story atrium with a big TV screen in it. And the atrium, the ground floor of it is the Starbucks, the internet cafe, and the shore excursion desk, and the concierge and all that.
You're
kind of stuff.
getting a call. Who could it be?
Oh my God,
Don't they know
sorry.
you're at on the sea?
Well, it's from New York City. It could be NCL trying to kick me off the ship.
Could be spam.
Oh, no.
Oh no! If anyone's gonna get kicked off this ship, it's me, because I was in the observation deck just looking around this morning, and I farted so loud that I was waiting for security to show up at my door, like, "Sir, we're going to have to ask you to leave the ship immediately."
Why would you do that?
It just slipped out. I didn't think it was going to be that loud, and then it was just like, attention, attention. Like, I felt horrible. Like, I really was like,
Did people
I gotta
turn
go
their heads?
No, I was already past. Like, there were not that many people there, and I was already past the people, so I didn't get to see the faces. But I was not willing to look back, and I just was like, I should just go to my room and pack my bag and leave. Like, I was just like, I can't stay here. Like, I have embarrassed myself.
What is wrong with
and
you?
I have to go home.
You're right, because it's not a big crowd here. And so that word is going to travel.
The word is going to travel.
Like the sound of that
there
fart.
he is. There he is, the farter.
Wow.
I know. Anyway, sorry.
The
Can't
people,
take you anywhere.
I know. You really can't.
But I don't think that I love watching people, and I don't think that one incident is gonna break this ship because they're breaking themselves.
God, I hope
such
so.
an interesting group of people.
It really is. All right.
Oh,
Anyway,
yeah.
so with the getaway, so they have the 3-story atrium and they have the big TV. And on the ground floor, they have a bunch of seating and they have the Starbucks and whatever. And then the second floor, they have whatever, like the oceans. And then the third, there's like a third story where there's like you can look down, and there's like bars on each floor and food.
There's the guest relations. There's the casino.
Casino, yes.
And then there is the casino's like the Oceans.
Yeah.
And then the next one up is where the whiskey deck is and the
so maybe it is only
the
2
ice
stories.
bar. Yeah.
Okay, so it's only 2 stories.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a 2-story atrium, and they have a big screen TV, and they do presentations there, and they play games and whatever. And most of the time, sometimes they'll show a movie, and most of the time when I walk by, I just think, ugh, what a blech. This space, like this is not entertaining. And it always gets a crowd. But like when the Super Bowl is happening, it's a place where people can watch the game and there's food there and they can drink, whatever. And then sometimes there's whatever, they're playing a game or people can win prizes. I don't know. People want to be entertained, and it obviously entertains people. Not me, but other people. But on this ship, they don't have a space like that. And the thing is
their
that
big screen is up at the pool deck.
yeah, but like when we were on the ship, some of our cruisers saw that they were doing a presentation about NCL and their cruises to Antarctica. And then all of a sudden they were like, when is DNR going to Antarctica?
No, that's not what they did. There's literally presentation on the screen, and they start all of them. And there was like 20 of them there. They're like, that one, Romaine, that one, that's where we want to go. And they were just so loud and crazy that literally the guy, Sean, who was doing the presentation is like, hi, Romaine, do those guys belong to you? And I'm like,
Unfortunately.
Yep.
No, they belong to the farter. Yeah, just take them out.
Wait, okay, you know what? I'm never going to live this far
Nope.
down.
Thank
It
you.
was so loud. Like echoed through, because the observation deck is like a horseshoe shape, and I could just like hear it echoing off the windows on the other side. Like it was so, there were people on the other side of the observation ledge like, what was that? Is the ship okay? Like I'm sure
Is it an earthquake?
they were like, is there a mechanical issue with this ship?
Jesus Christ.
Must be the Intrepid next door firing their cannons.
Right, exactly. Is there a fireworks show at 10 a.m.?
Sad.
Anyway, I don't know where on this ship people will be able to watch the game or learn about an Antarctica cruise, because that was the thing where they were just walking by and they saw it and then they were
So-
interested.
Yeah, you're right.
And so
There's
there
a
wasn't
big-
an opportunity to have that kind of casual.
So yes and no. So
Spotting.
because I was out last night on the ship and I did some wandering around because I wanted to see what kind of activities they were doing that were not on the list that they give us in the freestyle. But I did see that down in the atrium area that they have. So in this ship, it is 3 stories. It's deck 6, 7, and 8 that all kind of see into each other.
8.
And so one of them had music on it, and then another one on the very bottom, they definitely had like they were playing some kind of big game in the atrium there.
Yeah.
What I found interesting is that they were also piping the audio from that game into the casino, which I was like, that's odd, because like there was some girl singing, I don't know, Happy Birthday or the ABC song. I can't remember. I was like, why are they singing this dumb song? Why do I hear this as I'm walking through the ship? And then I found them in the atrium playing like, where I imagine they'll play like Deal and No Deal and all that kind of stuff. So they definitely have screens that they can drop down. That's what I saw last night. So they definitely have areas where they can still do those kinds of activities. I just don't think it'll be as big and as visible from as many places as the atrium on other ships have been.
Yeah, but also it just is like a less trashy. Like
Yes.
It's not like a place to just like, I don't want to move, so I'm
Right.
just going to sit here and have my
Right.
drink, and whatever's on the screen is on the screen.
Yeah.
Like they're not going for that demographic, that vibe here. All right. TyJack, I appreciate you being with us. We only have about 7 minutes left on this show. And Romaine needs to talk about her own New Orleans experience, and more importantly, an update on Pie Pants, who lived alone for 7 days.
All right. So here's what happened. So my daughter is turning 18 in July. So she's almost a legal adult. She's just a few months shy of her 18th birthday. And so
literally days.
This is not the first time we've left Romie home alone when we've done a cruise, Iris and I. Usually she's never really alone. I should start by saying my daughter is never left alone. There's always people who are keeping an eye on her for us. So in this case, our neighbors, Christy and Brian, were stopping in, plus our neighbors across the street, Tom and Sarah, they keep an eye. And then Jack from the farm was stopping in every day to help with the dogs.
Okay. By the way,
That's
at
a lot
Pie
of people,
Pants'
by the way.
age, I had already graduated from high school, had a full-time job, and was living on my own.
This isn't about you.
Yeah.
17.
So when I
Everybody,
left,
17 years old.
So when I left Romie on this trip, usually we leave her with like a list of rules. Here's a list of your emergency like we give her all the stuff she needs to survive. But this time I said, listen, here's an envelope of cash. Here's a set of car keys. I'm like, you're almost an adult. Act like it. And that was my set of rules for her. I'm like, you're about to be an adult. You need to learn to act like an adult. You're on your own. Act like an adult. So many things happened while we were away. Many, many things. But my favorite of the things that happened was Friday. I got a call. I got a text message from Romie. I think we were in Cozumel that day. That said, you need to call me right now. And I was like, okay, now keep in mind, she was already at school at this point in the day. It was early in the day at school, but she was already at school. So I call her and I'm like, what's going on? She goes, they're not letting me go on my field trip today. And I'm like, okay. She goes, I turned in my paperwork. I paid for it. And now they're not letting me go. The teacher says I'm not on the list. I need to go home. And I'm like, no, if you're not going on your field trip today, you're still staying at school because you can't afford to be missing a lot of classes because she still has days closer to graduation where she's going to want to skip for like senior skip day and things like that. So I'm like, you need to make sure you have enough days that you can actually enjoy the days that you want to enjoy. I need to go home. I'm Ubering home. And I'm like, no, you're not Ubering home. I'm like, go talk to your guidance counselor and see what she says. So finally she's like, well, I'll go talk to the counselor. So she wanders away. Then I get a text message from her. What's Brian's phone number? I need to call Brian. And I'm like, why? I need him to bring me my makeup. And I'm like, Brian is not dropping everything in his life today, our neighbor, to drive 45 minutes to drop off your makeup to you. Well, I cried and all my makeup got ruined. And if I have to be here, I need makeup. Like, whatever happened to borrowing fucking makeup from your friends? I don't even fucking know. So anyway, I'm like, leave Brian alone. Well, she didn't. So she called Christy, his wife. And of course, Christy being nice is like, I'll bring you your makeup, Romie. I'm like, oh my God, poor Christy. So they take her makeup. And then later that day, much later in the day, I checked my cell phone and I'm like, oh my God, I have a voicemail. Who the fuck do I have a voicemail from? Hello, Mrs. Patterson. This is Mrs. Rock, the guidance counselor from Romie's high school. Romie came in here today very upset because she's been left alone for the whole week while you and your wife went on a cruise. Is that correct? We just want to make sure that she's okay and has everything she needs. Is anyone checking in on her? Oh. Is she okay? And tomorrow is her friend Maya's birthday, her friend who committed suicide, and she's very upset about it. Is anyone going to be with her tomorrow to help her through this rough day? Anyway, can you call us? Also, we don't have an emergency contact on record for Romie. Anyway, can you give us that too? And then I check my email, and there's basically the same message in my email.
But wait, what about what's in the fridge?
Oh, yeah. Oh, Romie says she doesn't have any food and that you guys didn't leave her with it. It's like all of it.
That was, to me, that was the best part. They abandoned me to go on a cruise. I have no food. There is no one looking in on me. There's no emergency contact. I am a helpless baby woman who is all alone here starving to death. Because I told Romaine, I was like, when you get home, you open up that refrigerator,
and
those cabinets.
Food at her.
No, open up the refrigerator and the cabinets, and you do a video tour of all the food in the house, and you send that to the guidance counselor and be like, we just got back from the cruise. She has been here for 7 days. Here's how much food is still in the house.
Right.
And that she just can't make a fucking sandwich for herself because she's such a helpless person.
And by the way, we went shopping the day before we left. We're like, make us a list of anything you want in the house. Oh, I have everything I need. I don't need anything. Okay.
Yeah, everything she needs to, she'd run
out of ice cream. I'm sure that's what it was, and therefore she had no food in the house.
She had everything she needed to set you up for failure.
Oh yeah,
in front of the guidance counselor.
Just a quick step back. I heard you left money and keys to a
Yeah.
car.
Oh, yeah, she
so
has
she
a
was
driver's
out of
license.
ice cream. She could have gone and
Picked up
gotten.
more.
Okay.
But that car never got driven once because she's terrified to drive, and so she's not going to do it. In fact, she left the house several times, and each time her friends came and got her and then drove her home. And we don't exactly live in like a convenient pickup place. So that night she was spending the night with her friends. And so she went to their house that night. I wrote Mrs. Rock back and I'm like, she's fine. She has everything she needs. She is not alone. There are people checking in on her daily. And she's not even going to be home tonight or tomorrow because she's spending the night with friends tonight, which I'm sure she failed to tell you. She's fine. By the way, can you tell me why she was not allowed to go on this field trip? Because that's the real issue here. As far as I'm concerned, what the fuck happened? Anyway, Miss Rock emailed me back. We still don't have an emergency contact for her. Can you please give us emergency contact? And I was like, here's the fucking emergency contact. Can you please answer my fucking question about why she wasn't allowed to go on the field trip? Crickets. I've not heard from her since.
So they still haven't said why she couldn't go on the field trip?
No, they're not going to answer those questions. Anyway, so it's fucking annoying. And yeah. And then there was another day when Romie was like, hey, I'm going to go to the mall with my friends. And I said, do not use your envelope full of cash to go to the mall. Oh, I can't use this money to go shopping? No, girl, it's not for the mall. It is for gas money or food, not for buying yourself a new shirt. Oh, okay. Then she went out to dinner for her friend Maya's birthday, the one who died. And so she went to Maya's family and they had a little celebration for Maya. And then they went out to Indian food for dinner that night. She goes, I hope it was okay. I used the money from the envelope for dinner. And I'm like, that's fine. That is an acceptable use of the money. She's like, okay, good. So I don't have to pay you back. And I'm like, no. Then Iris got home and Romie was in charge of taking care of all the pets. And Iris is like, well, it could have been worse. She goes, but here's what I found. She's like, there was, the dogs are fine. They're still alive. They seem like they've eaten. Litter boxes haven't been cleaned. And she's like, dishes were everywhere. She's like, she hasn't done shit. And I was like, oh, great. That's nice. What are you looking at over there, Derek?
Your phone is getting a voicemail message, maybe?
I don't know why.
It started going crazy. The lights all blinked on and off. It was...
Yeah. The phone was blinking. It was flashing. Anyway, it's probably letting us know that our time is up.
Oh, is it? Yes, it is.
So sad. I still had so many questions.
Oh,
well, you can ask a couple questions. We have time.
Rapid fire questions. We can go a little.
I have a few minutes.
Great. Yeah. So the school is freaking out about they don't have contact information, yet they're emailing you.
Yep.
And they could easily ask her, hey, that number you're texting.
By the way, I had
that from
spoken to
you?
Romie that morning. So it's not like Romie couldn't get in touch with me. She spoke to me that morning. I'm sure she didn't tell Mrs. Rock, oh, I called my mom this morning. Everything's fine.
Right. Why didn't the guidance counselor say, give me your mother's phone number?
Well, she clearly had it because she called it and left a voicemail.
And she still wanted...
And she still wanted emergency contact for someone who was actually there in town.
Yeah.
By the way, Romie had emergency contact information. She called Christy, who, by the way, is one of her emergency contacts, because Christy brought her makeup.
It was obviously an emergency.
Right. I'm like, fuck y'all. This is so stupid. Meanwhile, if you were to look on the dining room table of our house, there is literally a document that says emergency contacts, and there's a list of them. The day after we left, Romie said, hey, Mom, can I get Adam from Scruffy Town's phone number? And I'm like, yeah, what do you need his phone number for? She goes, I just want to make sure I have it for my emergency contacts. So Romie also had his number. She had so many numbers that she could have given the school as an emergency contact. I'm like, Romie, what the actual fuck? I'm like, Child Protective Services is going to show up in my house and be like, you're mistreating your teenage child. I'm like, she's a grown-ass woman.
The way I mistreated the observation deck with my friends.
Yes, exactly, Derek.
Just to bring that back.
Fucking stupid.
Let me just say that if your mother was alive, she'd be so proud that Romie couldn't go a day at school without makeup. And would
That's probably true.
And in honor, would absolutely have brought her makeup to the school, and to make her feel better, would have taken her to the mall to buy whatever blouses,
I'm sure that's probably
pretty
true.
girl blouses that she wanted.
Probably true.
And live her fantasy of you through your daughter.
Gross.
And buy her the frilliest, girliest,
Blech.
makeup-y things she could
Blech.
possibly spend money on. Anyway, did you have more questions? TyJack?
That was really it. This guidance counselor's cracking me up. So we don't know the root cause of the problem
We
of
don't
why
know,
she couldn't
because
go.
they haven't answered. They won't. They're not going to answer what they fucked up. They only want to know about my fuck ups. I'm like, I didn't fuck up. My child's perfectly fine. Is she dead? Does she look abused?
How many fingers does she have right now?
Right.
We're good.
Does she look like she's starving?
She is beautiful. I was telling Romaine that last night. It's been one of the rare pictures I did see on Facebook recently. I've had 2 groups. Now DNR is the second. The camping group operates only on Facebook. So I visited a few times recently, and she's just stunningly beautiful.
Thank you. She's a monster.
I remember the bratty little girl that used to be.
She's still a brat.
Oh.
She's just a bigger one. A beautiful one.
It will be harder for her to navigate life as an adult who's this helpless. But this is where it's like, find a rich man who's willing to put up with this.
Yes, one more quick question then.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Because I've been obsessed with those crazy women who, the Ruby Franks and all those documentaries that are coming out now.
Yeah.
You know, you kind of raised her on this show.
Yes.
Have we done a disservice to her? Is there anything you need us to do going forward?
No, I mean, in some ways, I think that the listeners have been really helpful for Romie, because I think that Romie can find herself in situations with people she doesn't know, and she can navigate those waters better than most people her age. Like, she can go into a group of strangers, hold a conversation, really be a good participant versus like shrinking into the corner and hiding. So I think in that way she's been great. In other ways, yes, there have been some disservices. The listeners spoil my daughter, and she then now expects that everyone should just give her, don't even say it, presents.
Who's that like?
I said don't even say it.
I don't have to say it.
But she is
And that's
spoiled.
shade.
She is spoiled in that respect. Because she just thinks that everyone should just be like, oh, I'm so wonderful. But no, I think in many ways, this environment that we have raised her in has been very good. She doesn't always love that everyone knows everything about her. But then she also loves the attention. She loves the attention.
Yeah.
But at least she can see that there are upsides and downsides to attention.
Yes.
Which is something that people don't always learn when they're young. You know, because she's growing up in a generation that thinks that being a TikTok influencer will solve all of your problems.
Right.
And that's obviously not true.
Right.
But I think that she has grown up in a household where she has seen what, the ups and downs, the positives and negatives of being a public figure.
Yeah.
And that she probably has a more realistic idea of what that is. Like how much work goes into it if you're making a career of it, how people can be weird to you about it.
Yeah.
What people know about you that you may not want them to know about you. So I think it is good from that standpoint that she doesn't have any illusions about, I just need to get famous on Instagram and all my problems are solved. Like I think she'd love to be famous on Instagram, but I don't think that but I don't think that she would see it
But
as
she also
a
knows
solution.
that it's work. That being famous isn't just something that just happens. Like there's a lot of work that goes into it and maintaining it. And she sees that. And I don't think, because she's lazy, I don't think she really desires that all that much.
That's a whole other thing.
Right.
All right. Well, Romaine, I hate to wrap this up, but I got to go fart again.
Oh, God, not in my cabin. Jesus Christ, get the
not
fuck
in
out.
your cabin. I think we're going to go down to the atrium or maybe the casino, the adult
I almost
food
want to go
hall.
follow you
There
to
are
see
a lot
this.
of great places here where I could just let it rip.
Or you could go
And,
outside where it will just reverberate into nothingness.
I don't know. Just not have the same effect as it does when it's in the horseshoe ring of the observation deck.
Jesus Christ.
Just echoing across deck 16.
Well, when they kick you off the ship, I'll be waving from the observation deck. Bye, bitch.
Whatever, they're going
Why
to
is
kick
it
us off at
smelling
7
here?
a.m. anyway. It doesn't matter. We're almost out of time. TyJack, it was a delightful kismet running into you here
Yeah, this has
on
been
the
a great
ship.
surprise.
And great to have a live caller and on the show, a surprise guest from the Great Beyond.
Will we see you on a DNR cruise soon?
Absolutely. I was saying Joy and
Love and Joy?
Joy and Lube. Love and
Joy
Joy.
and Lube. Yes, that could be the new name of it. Joy and
Yes.
Lube, Derek.
Lube and Joy.
Maybe I need to make that into a shirt.
Because you need the lube first
Yo.
before the joy.
You know what? You're right. Lube and Joy.
Yeah.
Lube and Joy.
Because joy and lube, it's like, why the lube now? Too late.
Fair. Lube and Joy. It is.
Well, TyJack, thanks for being with us.
Thank you.
And by the time people hear that, no, you still won't be able to call us, but call us live on Wednesday's show, and eventually the Romaine will be back home by like 11 a.m. on Wednesday. So if you wanted to call the hooker hotline, you'll probably be able to call sometime after noon Eastern time.
Probably.
Probably. But that is not a guarantee. Thanks for joining us for another A+ episode. We will be back live on Wednesday, bitches. Bye.
Bye.
Can't get enough of the show? Follow them on Twitter at DNR Show or like them on Facebook.
And don't forget to tell your friends to subscribe to DNR 2.0 at DerekandRomaine.com.